controlled by what people determine is necessary for us, why can we not sit back and build Africa for ourselves? I One of the things I have noted from research and study so far is the fact that a lot of, what's it called? A lot of foreign national foreign people, expatriates, are coming into Africa. So you're talking Chinese, you're talking Lebanese, etc., Americans, British, name them. They're coming down to Africa to begin to build, whereas Africans are trying to run away. And in my little knowledge, I know that there is no way that the foreigners would be coming to a place that does not yield any profit to them. So, what is it that they are running to that we cannot see? There is inherent value in us as Africans. One of the reasons why the COVID-19 virus couldn't take as much, of course, some people died, but it couldn't kill a lot of people. If you check by continent, I think Africa was one of the least casualties. Why? Because even naturally, there is something within our DNA that makes us resilient, that makes us stand out. I was reading a book by Bishop David Oyedepo one time. I think it's Ruling Your World. That's the title of the book, and he wrote in the introduction of that book about how a foreigner came into an African country, and he exclaimed that this country is so rich that it can literally pick money off the floor. But then there were people in that same country that were complaining. And so a point has to come in our lives, in our conversations, in our friendships, in our communities, that we are no longer complaining and we start doing something. We start collaborating. We start working together. Because if Africa successfully unites, I promise you there is no force in the world that can be as powerful as us. Despite how disadvantaged we might be as a people currently, we are still standing. Imagine what now happens when Africa decides to build Africa, when Africans decide to build Africa, when we no longer depend on external help, but we start building, and anyone that wants to help, of course, come and help, but we start building our own country, our own continent by ourselves. It will take a little time, but then once time has passed, Africa will be the envy of the world. Even now that we have not seen our potential, that we have not yet begun to collectively build, they, the foreigners, are seeing value in us. Imagine when we now actually start building, when we start collaborating, when we start working together, when you see the person in Kampala, Uganda, You see the person in the northwest region of Cameroon. You see someone in Sekondi, Ghana, as your brother in all truth, indeed. And it becomes a grand scale, large scale reality. Imagine the possibilities of that. Imagine that someone from this call decides, okay, Billionaire Bukomi is a speaker. How about we have an event? We do as much publicity as we can, and then we bring him all the way from Nigeria. In a simple way, in our own little way, which is not so little, by the way, you are now taking action. You are now uniting Africa because you are telling them that there's no more barriers between us. You're making it clear that this is my brother, this is my sister. I will be speaking more about this tomorrow because there was a time I was studying scriptures and a particular prophecy came to me. Tomorrow I should share that prophecy. But one of the lines of that prophecy spoke about the fact that the people that have ridiculed you, the people that have shamed you, the people that have looked down upon you, Africa, they will come and their kings will come to learn from you. That time is coming. But till then, let's start building, let's start working together, let's stop competing and start collaborating. And so, with that, I will hand over back to our moderator and also my fellow speaker, Jonathan. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Let me, of course, this is not the end of the session yet, but thank you for coming out, for taking out time to hear what these three Africans have to say. And I believe by the end of tonight, even before the conference, you will be glad you joined and that you were present. So over to you, Jonathan.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that enlightenment on the purpose of the Africa United and also the reason as to why we Africans have to come together, to do things together, to collaborate and to build together. And I believe everyone has really gotten a lot of value from this. If you have gotten a lot of value, you hit the clapping emoji. You click on that clapping emoji. Let me see that some people have really gained value from the conversation that we've just had from Billionaire Bukomi. Thank you once again for being here. It really is a very essential conversation, and even as Billionaire Bukomi has emphasized that yes, this may look something small, but it is big. It is very big, especially when we look at it. We get the full picture of that conviction of why Africa United, why should we unite, why should we build together? From observation and from experience, I have learned that one of the greatest things that is killing many destinies and also that has frustrated many potentials is individualism. People are just living for themselves, selfish to do things for themselves. They don't see the need to collaborate with another person. They don't see the need to hold on to another person or to help another person and move together, to build together. That is the thing that is causing all these xenophobic conversions even we are hearing in Africa. Because you will ask yourself, why would somebody in a country, yes, the same skin, the same continent, why would they act otherwise? It's because many have not gotten the heart of what it means to unite as Africans, and also the innate power in doing things together. And that's why we are having this convention, the Action Summit. Even as we have witnessed in the WhatsApp platform, I believe all of us are there. If those of you who are not, I think we are going to share the link. If you're not there, let me just see. You're going to type in that chat section that I'm not in the WhatsApp group, because that's where we do all the communications. Maybe you join from a link someone shared, so you can let me know that there's somebody in the chat section, so that I can share for you the link and you join the waiting room where we shall be sharing every other information. But there is really need for us to build together and to do things together. When you observe the introductions of the people, of all of us, when we were asked to introduce ourselves, imagine that was a country and everyone was having all that potential. Everyone they have come together, they're doing things together. We will definitely create another world. See that? The link has been shared in the chat section. So if you're not there, you can click on that link and you'll be able to get onto the WhatsApp group to be receiving every information. So the answer to the problems in Africa are here. The answers are here. And the answer is vested in we coming together, in we understanding the need to do things together, or we understanding the need for us to build this Africa together. That is not just about me. It's not just about me studying. It's not about me just acquiring some qualifications, maybe even from a foreign country. It's not about that. That's not how life ought to be. It will be beautiful when we make Africa a heaven, that when everyone comes to Africa, someone comes to Africa, they will really feel. And that does not happen by the government. That is not done by the government. It is done by individuals who choose to rise, who choose to build, who choose to work together, who choose to look onto a common vision, and that is for Africa United. So when we are united, there's so much we can build together. There is so much we can do together, and there is so much that there is so much that we can, even in our individual lives, become. So that is the heart of the Africa United. We are the repairers of the bridge. Every one of us who is on the call right now, we are the repairers of the bridge. So whatever you see around, this convention comes as an action call to take action, to take responsibility, to give you light, to give you a certain anger that is going to provoke you, that's going to prompt you to rise as an African, as a builder, that when things are going otherwise in whichever place you are not going to start complaining. You will look at those things as opportunity, because because you have that potential. And so that's why we are having this conversion, to awaken a certain conviction in us, so that we can approach and attack everything which is called a problem in Africa together. Youths who have understood the need to build the continent together. That is the conversation we are having tomorrow. So I believe every one of us really has gotten a clear picture of this thing here. So that is it from me. I will continue to appreciate. Thank you for joining the call, and thank you for being part of this. I can assure you, many times such meetings are all you need for a turnaround in your life, for a milestone to really provoke you to ascend to higher levels of releasing your potential. And I believe, really, I'm so expectant. We're going to talk about a lot of things. What is repair, or what does it mean to be a repairer of the bridge, and also some practical things we can do. So that same spirit and that same conviction that has caused many people to be builders, this convention is going to provoke each and every one of us to also become builders and to elevate our vision so that we see far. We don't just settle for less in the continent. And we are going to build Africa together. Isn't it beautiful to hear from somebody who is from Uganda? I believe someone may have, I've never heard a voice of somebody from Uganda, but today, because of this convention, you have been privileged to hear a voice of somebody from another country. You know, from Uganda, we speak in a different way. Please, if you understand what I'm saying, you clap. Yeah, that's so beautiful. So you really feel that you are beyond borders. You know, there is a way sometimes the boundaries which have been set by the Europeans enslave us, our mindsets, that this is where I end. I am not part of that. That if, even somebody who is in Cameroon, even if they are neighboring countries, they'll say that me, I'm a Cameroon. How do you call that people, people from Cameroon? I think somebody is going to type for me that. But that is the heart of Africa United Convention, because we have to remove those borders. Besides, those borders were set by the Europeans, and so we are Cameroonians. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I am. So there are no borders. There are no borders. Now, right now, even as you on the call right now, you can literally feel that I have traveled Uganda. I have had conversation with people from Uganda. So I am not limited. I am not limited. You know, in those infant years, when we understood, when we witnessed how some people were traveling countries, of course, the people who we admire, they're traveling countries, and we always felt amazed, you know. But when you come on a call and you're having all these different people and you are conversing on a common matter, you really feel that you have traversed countries in Africa. You have moved different parts, and that is how it starts. The unity is built like that. So that's why we are having this conversion. We are having the conversion, and you're going to hear the conviction of a Ugandan or on Africa being united. You're going to hear the conviction of a Cameroonian on Africa being united, on being builders, on taking responsibility. And you're going to hear the conviction of a Nigerian, and it's beautiful what it will do in you. So I urge you to heighten your expectations, because you're going to learn a lot. And that is from me to you. I believe you've gained a lot of value from this short conversation that I've had from you. I mean, that I've shared with you. And thank you for listening. So we are going to proceed. We're going to now hear from juniors from Cameroon. If you've never heard the voice of someone who's from Cameroon, you're going to hear that, and that's no. Today, you see yourself in Cameroon already, because now we have traversed borders. Borders are not limiting us, and we are going to work together. So at this moment, I would like to welcome Mr. Juniors to just tell us something about Africa United, and also why you who is from Cameroon, you who is from Uganda, or you who is from Nigeria, why should we be there, and why should you be expectant, and why should you only be part of this? Mr. Juniors, you're welcome.
I think can you hear me? Jonathan, can you hear me? Okay, so can anyone, am I audible? Please let me know in the chat if you can hear me. All right. Okay, so Jonathan, I think Junius is not able to be on the call at the moment.
Oh, that.
So I think we just have to go on.
All
Just
right,
have
all
to,
right, all right. Hopefully he's going to join.
yes, hopefully he should join. And if he doesn't, he will be around tomorrow for the main summit.
Or okay, please. All right. Anyway, I believe all of us have at least most of us have really gotten the clear picture of why we are having all of this, and also the essence of the unity in Africa. So I think let us not just be speaking to. I would like to hear. I'm going to now just choose somebody. I was asking at first people to tell us something about themselves, and also let us just hear your voice. How expectant are you about the conversation, and especially the theme, the Action Summit, and Repairers of the Bridge? And from what we have just passed on to you in this meeting, what really inspires you to be that repairer of the bridge in Africa, and also to be part of this? What inspires you, and also what are your expectations? Let us just hear somebody's voice so that we don't feel that we are here alone. I don't feel that I'm alone. I don't feel that I'm the one or who is the only one talking. Let me hear the voice of people from Cameroon, people from Nigeria. I saw the pictures of some of the people from Cameroon, some of the people from Nigeria, you know. Yeah, it was so beautiful, so interesting to see people from different countries. I thought maybe people from Cameroon were blue. But today I've been opportune to see their appearance. So let me just hear your voices. I'm going to now look at the introductions we've had in the chat section, and when I call your name, feel free to unmute and let us just hear your expectations for this meeting, and also what inspired you to be part of this. Let us hear your voices. We have just a few minutes. This meeting is intended to be for only 1 hour, but even in that 1 hour, let us connect. Let us connect. You never know. There is that a $1 trillion deal which you will want, which you will venture in the next few months, in the next few years. Maybe the person who is going to get you connected to that is already here on the call. So let us hear your voice and just feel free. So let me just have David. The other name is too long. David. Okay, let anyone who is called David just unmute. Just tell us something about yourself, and also what inspires you to be part of Africa United, the Action Summit. Yes, David.
Yes, sorry. Good evening. I'm somewhere very, very busy. I'm on transit, but I hope you can just convey my message immediately. Whether you can be I'm audible.
You are audible.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so I'm delighted to be here, and my goal is majorly for African network integration, like targeting and my intention is how the frontiers of technology, the frontier of industry, industrialization and technology can come to Africa, and Africa will be in the front place because by observation and by research, I've noticed that when they go out there, go to places like China, Singapore, Japan, they are the ones even spearheading projects and innovations. So my intention is that this can be Africa can be that's like in the words of Sir Junius Gloria, Sir Junius from Cameroon. He said he used to say one word, and that is once a sentence. That is Africa can be the next Wakanda. So that is my intention. Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful. Somebody clap for that. Somebody clap. Let me see people clapping. Thank you so much, David. David is from Lagos, Nigeria. Glad to hear your voice. And really, Africa is the next big thing that is about to happen. And beyond conviction, we know it's just a matter of time. And we are those people who are making it happen. So let us hear from another person. And this time I'm going to choose a lady. I think let me choose from another country. Let us hear. Let me see the names here. Can we have Gloria? Let us hear from Gloria. Is she on the call still? Okay, let us hear from the other first name. Is it Gesiere? Loli. Yeah, you will excuse my pronunciation, you know. Gesiere. Yes, please. You're going to help me to pronounce your name, please.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm from Nigeria. You said you need another person from another country.
Okay, let me hear from you. Yes, tell us something. What inspires you about Africa United, the Action Summit? What are your expectations? And also, you helped me to pronounce your name because I'm finding it a bit challenging.
So are you still speaking to me like Lolia?
Yes, I'm speaking to you, Lolia. You help me pronounce that first name, the first name.
Okay, the pronunciation is Lolia Gesiere. Gesiere.
Okay, I now get a Gesiere.
Yes, so Gesiere. If you're saying it fast, Gesiere.
All right, please. You can proceed. What inspires you about Africa United?
Okay, so basically for me, I just want to, because personally I'm really passionate about Africa, and I really want Africa to like grow, progress, starting from my own personal space, right? And while I connect and collaborate with other people in the course of my growth. So one of the reasons why I joined this group, I want to be part of this meeting or the section or summit, is basically to learn how Africa can grow and progress, because one of the challenges I came to understand amongst Africa countries or Africans is the issue of individualism. And most persons, I know all of those things are beginning to change right now. There's like so much reorientation that's happening, but I still believe that so much more can be done. So how we can just collaborate together, just like what Bukumi said, and ensure that Africa is at the frontiers, because Africa is so blessed to be backward. Africa is so blessed to not be shining there, and for long and over the years we have long been subjected. So I just believe that it is time, and I really want to be among those that to frontier this progress and greatness in the best way that I can. Thank you.
Wow, that's so beautiful. Somebody clap for that. I think I'm going to choose those who have not clapped. All right, let me. Thank you so much, Gesi Gesiere Lolia. Thank you so much. Africa is the next big thing that is about to happen, and we are the ones making that happen. We are the ones making that happen. I'm so glad to be an African. That's why even when you look at my emojis, it is an African emoji. And those clapping emojis, therefore, the African skin. Anyway, let us now hear from another person, and this time we are going to choose a gentleman to just tell us their expectations and also what inspires them about this conversation. I think let me choose Michael Edire. Sir, you're welcome. You can tell us something that inspires you about Africa United, and also really what made you to be part of this. Mr. Michael Edire.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Also, so I don't ask you. Was that hard to introduce myself?
I've not gotten you so clearly. Maybe you type if there is any inconvenience around. You can type in the chat section. It's beautiful to hear from Africans from different countries. And we now have, okay, let us have Gloria. That first name, let you know pronounce it. Gloria Oludare. I thought I knew. Okay, Gloria Oludare, you can tell us something that inspires you about this meeting and also your expectations. Oludare Gloria. Hello, is Gloria, are you getting me? If you have any inconveniences that you cannot speak, you can let us know in the chat section. But it will be beautiful to hear your voice, and let us also hear the voice of other Africans in other countries, the people who are the repairers of the bridge. Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Yes,
I'm
please.
sorry. I don't join because I needed to be here, but I'm not here right now. I'm so sorry, sir.
Okay, it's all right. All right, let us now hear from another person. And this time I would like to hear from somebody who is from Uganda. I'm seeing the name Mary Moga. You can unmute. What inspires you about Africa United, the Action Summit, and what inspired you to be part of this? What are your expectations for the convention we are having tomorrow? You can just tell us in that line. We have a few minutes to go, just 10 minutes and we go.
Okay, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Chisache Mary Muga from Uganda. And what inspired me to join this group were its like the goals of the group. Because when I read the goals of the group, I was like, yeah, this is the family I'm looking for. And I'm expecting to be more inspired with the people that I'm going to meet here. And I know a lot is going to change in my life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Somebody clap for her. That was Tisache Mary Moga. I believe just as I struggle with some of the names people are bearing here, I know somebody also struggles with that name, Tisache. Someone from Nigeria may not be able to pronounce it well. So that is 50-50. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for taking out the time to be here. Tomorrow, we are going to share a lot of wisdom. Today, we have just given you a preamble on what is Africa United and also why have we come up with this. So tomorrow, we are going to share our convictions and knowledge on how we can position ourselves to really be the repairers of the breach, the people who will build Africa, because we are no longer praying for Africa to be built. We are not waiting for things to just happen. We are the ones who are going to make those things happen. And tomorrow we are going to have a conversation in that line, and you'll be provoked to take action. And I can assure you of one thing, that your life is never going to remain the same. So keep time, mark the time for the meeting, and it's going to be from 6 p.m. that is West African time. For East African time, that is 8 p.m. And I can assure you a lot of value is going to be dished out, and your life is not going to remain the same. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Jonathan, before we go,
Yes,
can
please.
I say something? Um, can you hear me, guys? Can everyone
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. All right. So before, we'll call it a night, I just want to lay some emphasis from what I said earlier. And it's the fact that one of the reasons why I decided that this was necessary, because if you ask me for the reason for African United, the Action Summit, it's definitely more than one. It's a thought that has been in my heart for years upon years. So if you're asking me of why, you're asking me of why from about 5, 6 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago. But one of the reasons that I believe this conversation is necessary is because, by virtue of several things, I don't think virtue is the right word there, by what happened over the decades, over the past 100 years and more till this point, a lot of things have happened within Africa that has negatively impacted our mindset, first about ourselves as individuals, then about us as a continent. And now, one of the things I've learned that I push very much is that there is no corporate development without individual development. So if a company is doing well, it's because we have a greater percentage of the workers of that company that are developed. That is why that company is doing well. If we have a nation that is doing well, it means we have a great percentage of the citizens of that nation that are doing well. So, in the same vein, for Africa, if Africa is not doing well, it is showing that the sum total of our individual development, our individual excellence, is not up to par. So the leaders that we, and if I use Nigeria as an example, it should have dawned on you that it's not a political leader alone that can bring Nigeria to limelight, Africa to limelight, to its glorious place. Like the word Jonathan just puts in the chat, it starts with us. It starts with you. It starts with me. The conversation is to show you that we are actually not so different. We are actually not so different. And I need you to hear, because you can begin to feel like, okay, the realities. I was on a call a particular day, and on that call, I think there were about 150 Ugandans on that call. It was earlier this year, maybe around April. Yeah. I Around that time I was attending a lot of meetings with Africans outside Nigeria, and there were a few observations I had. First is that it seems as if a lot of these other African countries, apart from Nigeria, have a propensity for knowledge. We Nigerians can be very stubborn when it comes to learning from others. It's not that we lack intelligence, but sometimes we don't value knowledge transfer as much as we should. Meanwhile, some of these communities in other African countries have less access to knowledge, but there is a stronger hunger to learn. And so, like I was saying, I joined a Google Meet call with about 150 Ugandans on the call from a relatively small community. For you to get 150 Nigerians in a room to learn, it means the community is at least around 1,500. But this particular community was lesser than that. Then the second thing I noted, which is more to the cause of this summit, is that we are more united than we think. Across our countries, our struggles are similar. On that call, at a point, they were talking about how a lot of youths are running away from agriculture, whereas if that keeps happening, we will hunger. And it is the same reality in Nigeria. The differences are not as wide as we often imagine them to be. We are more united than we think. But some way, somehow, by the things that have happened over the years, we've come to a place where we think that, oh, we are alien to each other, that we are unique in our experiences and no one can relate. It's a lie. And I am not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but there are mindsets that we carry now that is as a result of what malicious people, starting from the colonizers, wanted us to do. We are more united than we think. The problems that we face are more common than we think. There is something I am going through in Nigeria that someone in Sekondi, Ghana can relate to. And because I now feel unique in my experience, I don't share it. Whereas maybe my words would encourage or even bring solution to that person that's in Ghana, that person that's in Uganda, that person that is in Cameroon, that person that is in Germany. We have a lot of value to offer each other. Our ideas, our energy, our execution can go far beyond our individual countries' borders. So we shouldn't just be thinking locally. It's time for us to begin to import and export ourselves, collaborate and build Africa together. That is why. That is a why for this conversation. And I genuinely hope that I have a couple of people among us that are willing to start something about this journey. Tomorrow we'll be having a more robust conversation because tonight was just, in a sense, for us to bond and for us to see why. Why are we here? What do you expect? And a few people have shared beautiful, amazing. Tomorrow we will go well into our conversation. Please invite someone. Invite someone. If 20 of us on this call invite just 5 people more each, it means that we'll be 100 on the call. It means that we will be 100 on this call tomorrow. And I believe some people were not chance because today is a weekday. Yes, but we hope that by tomorrow our numbers are better than this. Please invite someone. For those who are not yet in the community, where we'll be updating, the link will soon be sent again to the chat. Join the community. You can also use that same link. That's tinyurl.com/Africa United TAS. You can use that link also to invite people to join. Bring in Africans into the room. This might be that conversation that will force that person that you know in diaspora, and by diaspora, I'm still talking Africans in diaspora, that may eventually make them decide that, okay, let me help this person's business idea. But just get them into the room. I beg you. And so with that said, I would hand over back to Jonathan. Call it a night. Thank you for coming to the why of our conversation. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. West African time, 8 p.m. East African time, and we would now talk well so that we can stop talking and start building. Over to you, Jonathan.
Thank you so much, Billionaire Bukunmi. And we are surely expectant. I don't know who else is expectant like me. I personally am ready and I am hungrier to be, and not just a spectator, but to be that builder. And tomorrow we are going deeper into that conversation. And one thing is for sure, you will never remain the same, and a new conviction will be settled in your heart. So prepare, let's keep time, let's invite our friends, because a lot of value is going to be shared. Thank you for joining the call. Thank you for taking out your time. And by the way, that also is potential in itself. You know what it means to be on a call for 1 full hour? That is so much potential, and that is a confirmation that we have so much potential in Africa, and the builders of Africa are already on the call right now, and we are expectant what is about to unveil in this continent. Let's come tomorrow and let's learn more, let's launch deeper, and let's keep building.
Yeah. So, in addition, just final note, please, for those of us that were present in this session, make noise about it on the group, on your status when you invite people, but more importantly, on the group so that people can see what they missed.
Yeah,
Share
that's
what you learned. Share what you learned. Share what you believe you find valuable from this session or will find valuable from tomorrow's session. I mean, talk about it.
yes, that's right. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Bulonia Bokumi, on that. And thank you everyone for joining the call. I wish you all a beautiful night and hope to see you tomorrow. Let's meet tomorrow in the summit. Blessed night.